Professional associations, there seems to be one for everyone. We have a conversation with Peter Coleman, Chairman of Profile Financial Services and Executive Coach, on his views of this vast world. Now, being the Chairman of Profile Financial Services and Strategy Change Consultant yourself, firstly, before we get into that, Peter, what is your current view of the sales profession at this point in time?
Look, it's hard to answer that in a generalised way without casting aspersions on some parties involved in the process. But I think generally that I'm talking about professional environments. I think the sales process is quite poor. I think people in general, and there are always successful outliers, but people in general are still afraid of the word sales, still afraid of getting out and presenting themselves to potential prospects and clients. It amuses me and saddens me and frustrates me sometimes. I talk to my team and I say, look, you're an advisor, you've got amazing communication skills, you've got fantastic technical skills, you add real value to every client that you look after, correct? Absolutely, they say. Then why is it you're afraid to take those skills out into the marketplace and find people who need your help? I've got a team of about 12 advisors, and I would say 2 or 3 of them are in that space where they're happy to go out and put themselves at risk, talk to clients, and deliver. The other 8 or 9, are happy to look after clients, but find a real bridge to cross to go out and find new clients who can sort of benefit from their services ultimately. And I think it's the same in most professions.
Obviously, not all organisations probably see value in their sales functions. They might see it as a necessary evil. How do you think then these professionals seek support? And obviously, I'm moving on to the area of associations and professional networks and whatnot. Do you think they are still relevant in this day and age?
Professional networks?
Yeah, and associations of the like?
Well, I think professional networks are the key to building a sustainable web of contacts, people that you can work with for the rest of your life. Consultants and lawyers, they may not have people called salespeople, but if you're a partner in a firm, a consulting firm or a legal firm or a big accounting firm, you've got big revenue targets. And your senior partners aren't spending much time doing consulting. They're spending a lot of time doing relationship management. And that's just a subset of networking.
Yeah.
Building relationships, building confidence, building confidence in prospective clients as to your capabilities. So I think that particularly, and it's been very difficult over the last 12 months, given that COVID threw everybody into their homes and out of their offices to work over VCs. In terms of associations, I don't think they play much of a role in business development. They're more, in my mind, the professional ones that we look at, they're lobby groups, professional standard bearers, monitors, disciplinary bodies. I don't know that some of them are educational bodies, and they will run programs and courses, and probably some of those programs and courses are around professional selling skills. But you don't need to be a party to those associations to be able to find someone who can provide those skills. I don't know that they do much in the community to sell the importance and authenticity and integrity of the people who are their members. You know,
So do you think?
I don't see the Financial Planning Association getting out there and into the broader community and saying, hey, you know, I think CPIs did it for a while. There were some ads on TV. I'm a certified practicing accountant. You know, if you need accounting, come to me. You know, trust me. I'm a member of this association. I don't see a lot of that. Is that what your organisation is looking to do over time?
Yeah, over time, Peter, the idea is at this present time, our research tells us that firstly, there's no universal professional standard or qualification in the sales function. And so there is no real benchmark for the sales professional. When most organizations hire sales people, professionals, you hire based on what have you sold in the past and who do you know? And maybe do you have a business related degree? But arguably, there is varying levels of skill set, and not all two salespeople were born or bred in the same manner on how to sell. So one person's version of business development is completely different to another person's, and it all boils down to how the organisation operates. So that's where we sit. And probably what I'd like to ask you is, you yourself are part of the AICD, I believe, Peter, is that correct?
I am, yeah.
So in your experience and as a member of a professional body, what is your experiences so far being part of the AICD or other member bodies like that? Do you find value in that?
Yeah, I do find value in that. It's not an expensive association to belong to. I also, so you can be a member and just pay $600 a year and avail of their facilities, which include interview space, in major capital cities. So you can use their rooms. Some of them are free, some of them you book. They've got, libraries. They run programs and courses. So I find it a valuable relationship with them. I don't know that, part of their agenda, I'm sure, is to raise the level of integrity and skill on boards in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they see themselves succeeding or otherwise, but when I coach individuals who are towards the end of their careers, I encourage them to undertake the AICD course. Their careers are likely to move from being executives into being directors. So 5 or 10 years before they make that change, I encourage them to start getting some qualifications and networking, and letting people know that one day they'll be available and what their skills are. So look, I think from my perspective, it is a bastion of integrity, and I applaud their goals. I've been to some of their programs and courses. They're all very professional and very relevant.
Mm. There seems to be a professional industry or association for every walk of life, every sector. What do you think then, as a professional organisation, what do you think their value proposition is, other than, I guess, provide a monthly newsletter and, the bare bone basics that we seem to know of these organisations? What do you truly believe is the value proposition of a professional body, organisation?
Well, any association that I would support, I would want them to have, depending on the nature of the industry, but they're often a lobby group, so that they represent the voices of their constituents, and through that they can magnify issues, raise issues to state government levels or federal government levels. So I think that's something that I'd be looking for if I joined an association, a voice of many.
Mm-hmm.
As I said with the AICD, there's that sort of setting of standards. So providing programs and courses and research and training facilities. So that's what I would look for. And look, a lot of them often have certification capabilities, which, in our industry, if you're going to hire someone, you're going to be really careful that they've got the required accreditations, they've done the necessary studies, and so sometimes associations can take over the recording of that, the management of that, as opposed to allowing governments into that space, which would be disastrous. And maybe forums for the sharing of best practice and the socialisation of the constituency in conferences and bringing new ideas and new concepts from abroad, from locally. So I guess, helping to educate the business, helping to educate the individuals in the business, a certification process which probably comes with a disciplinary, focus as well. And a voice in the community, and a voice in the political sphere that represents the best interests of their constituents.
You've been fabulous today. Thanks so much for sharing your insights with us in this area.
No problem, Vu. Good luck with your work.